Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed some chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones, that is nucleophilic addition reactions were discussed, uh, and some condensation reactions and some named reactions like aldol condensation, Kenny-Jaros reaction, Perkins reaction, Novengol reaction, benzoin condensation, and see these type of reactions and oxidation reactions of aldehydes also discussed, and of course the reducing nature of aldehydes like that means reaction with Tollens reagent and reduction of failing solutions also discussed. And in today's class let us discuss some more properties of aldehydes and ketones. Let us discuss. See, in the previous class we have discussed oxidation of aldehydes. In today's class, see here, this is oxidation of ketones. Generally oxidation of ketones is difficult because this oxidation of ketones is difficult because ketones they do not undergo oxidation easily. See, because these ketones they require the breaking of carbon-carbon bond for oxidation. Hence, oxidation of ketones is difficult. Therefore, oxidation of ketones is not possible with mild oxidizing agents. That means these are not oxidized by mild oxidizing agents. That means like for example Tollens reagent, Fairing solution and Benedict solutions. These are mild oxidizing agents. They do not oxidize ketones. Hence these are the differentiating tests between aldehydes and ketones, because aldehydes they give these Tollens test, Failings test, while ketones that means they are not oxidized with these Tollens, Failings and Benedict solutions. However, ketones they can be oxidized with strong oxidizing agents like acidified permanganate or acidified dichromate. That means in the presence of these strong oxidizing agents, these are converted to carboxylic acids. And one more point we have to discuss, that is, see, of course the oxidation of ketones is carried out in the presence of strong oxidizing reagents, but the number of carbons present in the carboxylic acids is lower than the number of carbons present in the ketone molecule. See, in case of aldehydes, when aldehydes are oxidized to carboxylic acids, the number of carbon atoms present in the carboxylic acids is same as the number of carbon atoms present in the parent aldehyde molecule. While in case of ketones, the number of carbon atoms present in the carboxylic acid which is formed as a product, that is the number of carbon atoms in the carboxylic acid is always lower than the number of carbon atoms present in the ketone molecule, because oxidation of ketone involves the breaking of carbon-carbon bond. Hence, always the number of carbons present in the carboxylic acid is always that means less than number of carbons present in the parent ketone molecule, because along with the carboxylic acids, here in this reaction carbon dioxide and H2O also formed. See here, for example, here this is acetone, that is a ketone. When it is oxidized in the presence of strong oxidizing agent like potassium permanganate in acidic medium, see here carboxylic acid is formed. Of course, this oxidation it requires the breaking of this C-C bond. You see here the breaking of these two CC bonds, that means along with carboxylic acids, carbon dioxide and water also formed. Hence the number of carbons is less in case of carboxylic acids. See here, this is the reaction of acetone with, that means oxidized by potassium permanganate in acidic medium, that gives acetic acid. See, let us see the mechanism. The oxidation of ketones is like this. First of all, this acetone molecule, that is the ketone molecule, it converted into enol molecule, that means it undergoes rearrangement and it forms an enol molecule. That means in this case the oxidation is possible. See here the breakage of double bond takes place, so that this left part is converted into acetic acid, while the right part it is converted into carbon dioxide and water. In this way the oxidation of ketones takes place. That means first ketones they are converted into enol form and undergo oxidation, so that acetic acid, carbon dioxide and here water is formed in case of acetone. While coming to see here some selective oxidation, the oxidizing agent which convert the CH3CO group of a ketone to CO group is SiO2 in acetic acid. For example, if we consider the CH3CH2 COCH3, that is butanol molecule, for example in the presence of this acetic acid, see here for example here acetic butanol is taken in the presence of acidic condition, that is acetic acid. What happens? It is acetic acid condition. Acidic condition means it releases protons. That protons they attack on oxygen. See here that means OH, it becomes place charge. Oxygen gets place charge. Next of all, what happens? See here this removal of proton molecule. This removal of proton molecule to get here en and here OH, enol. And next see here some rearrangement takes place. This again this OH becomes the C single bond O becomes double bond, and here this double bond goes here and it reacts with this selenium oxide, that is SiO2, and here the bond between carbon of the butanone and oxygen of the selenium, that bond is formed here, and here this O becomes OH here. And next in this next step, see here some rearrangement takes place, and here this see here selenium is removed out, and here carbon between carbon and oxygen double bond is formed. In this case in this way that butanone is converted into butane dione. That means a special type of oxidation takes place, that is oxidation with SiO2 in the presence of acidic condition. See, in the presence of acidic condition first, that butanone in the presence of acidic condition, that protonation of oxygen takes place, that oxygen gets positive charge, and next conversion of that molecule into enol molecule like this, and next it reacts with this SiO2 and formed a linkage between carbon of the butanone and oxygen of the this SiO2, and next of this selenium is removed out by undergoing some rearrangement, and it is converted into butane dione molecule, and this is the selective oxidation of ketones. Next, these are the oxidations of ketones. That means oxidations of ketones. Ketones are oxidized in the presence of strong oxidizing agents in acidic medium, and they get converted into carboxylic acids. And moreover, the number of carbon atoms in carboxylic acids always less than the number of carbon atoms present in the ketone, because along with the carboxylic acids, carbon dioxide and water formed. And of course, in the oxidation process, see here, the carbon breaks, that means the bond breakage, it takes place in oxidation. So the number of carbon atoms in carboxylic acids is less than the number of carbon atoms in the ketone. And moreover, see, with selective oxidation, that is oxidation with SiO2 in acidic medium, it converts, for example, the butanone molecule, that CH2 group attached to carbonyl group, it is converted into a CO group. Hence, this butanone molecule is converted into butane dione molecule. And next, see here, next reaction is the reduction reaction. Reduction reaction, generally these aldehydes, for example, if you take aldehydes, they reduced into alcohols. Of course, ketones also, they get reduced into alcohols, but aldehydes, they form always primary alcohols, while coming to ketones, they form secondary alcohols on reduction. That means orally, aldehydes and ketones, they get reduced. That means, for example, with catalytic reduction, that is reduction in the presence of catalyst like ranine nickel, they get converted into alcohols. Aldehydes converted into primary alcohols, and ketones, they get reduced with catalytic reduction and they form secondary alcohol. For example, see here, this is aldehyde with hydrogenation in the presence of nickel, it forms primary alcohol. This is RCH2OH is formed here, that is RCHO is converted into RCH2OH. Very simple reaction. This is acetaldehyde, that is hydrogenated in the presence of nickel, it get converted into ethanol molecule. Ethanol molecule, that is primary alcohol. See here, for example, ketones also reduced in the presence of this ranine nickel, and they are they converted into secondary alcohols. That is this ketone molecule, when it is reduced, the C double bond O becomes CHOH, and that is a secondary alcohol. For example, acetone is taken, when it is reduced, it forms isopropyl alcohol. It means these are simple reductions of aldehydes and ketones in the presence of this catalyst like ranine nickel. Aldehydes, they get converted into primary alcohols, while ketones, they get reduced into secondary alcohols. And this is about catalytic reduction is over, and that is the next reaction is reduction with lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. Of course, these two are reducing agents, but when compared, this lithium aluminum hydride is strong reducing agent than sodium borohydride. Again, see, always the reduction of, generally in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride, these aldehydes and ketones, they get converted into alcohols. Aldehydes, again, they converted into primary alcohols, while ketones, they get converted into secondary alcohols. See, this is the reaction. This is acetaldehyde. That means it is reduced in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride. It forms this propanol propanol molecule, that is this propanol molecule, that is CH3 CH2 CH4. This is propanol molecule. It get converted into propanol in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride. For example, if you take ketone, see here, this is phenyl methyl ketone. It is reduced in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. That means the carbonyl group is converted into CHOH. That means see here, it get converted into secondary alcohols. And when we compare the reaction between lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride, when we compare the both reducing agents, lithium aluminum hydride along with the carbonyl group, it reduces the unsaturation which is in conjugation. That means it reduces carbonyl group as well as the conjugated double bond, while in case of sodium borohydride, the double bond remains unaffected. For example, this is the reaction. See here in the first reaction, this is the first reaction. See here, in this aldehyde get converted into CH2OH in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride, but here there is a conjugated double bond here. That double bond also reduced in the product. That means along with the carbonyl compounds, the conjugated double bonds also reduced in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride, while in the presence of sodium borohydride, if you observe, only carbonyl group is reduced into alcohol, and the double bond is not reduced, or the unsaturation is not affected with sodium borohydride. This is the reduction with lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. And if you see the mechanism, see here, this is the mechanism of lithium reduction with lithium aluminum hydride. See here, this is lithium aluminum hydride, and this is the carbonyl group. See here, in this the hydrogen from lithium aluminum hydride, it behaves as H minus and it attacks at the carbonyl carbon like this, and hydrogen is attached, and to the negative part of this oxygen, the remaining part, that is AlH3Li plus, it is attached. And next, of course, it is when we observe this lithium aluminum hydride, it contains 4 hydrogens. Hence, with this one carbonyl group is compound is over, and it can capable of it can reduce 3 more carbonyl groups. That means one lithium aluminum hydride, it reduces 4 carbonyl compound molecules. See here, it reacts 3 more carbonyl groups, and it forms, see here, that means 4 carbonyl groups attached with this lithium aluminum hydride. Then upon treating with HCl, see here, all the 4 carbonyl compounds, they get reduced into alcohols. See here in this reaction, first lithium aluminum hydride, that is, see here, if you observe, the all hydrogens in lithium aluminum hydride, they are in the form of hydride ion, and those hydride ions, they attack on 4 carbonyl compounds, 4 carbons of different carbonyl compound molecules. Hence, lithium aluminum hydride, it can reduce 4 carbonyl compounds, and upon treating with HCl, those carbonyl compounds, they get converted into alcohols. This is the reduction with lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. Next, see here, this is bimolecular reduction. Aldehydes and ketones, they undergo bimolecular reduction in the presence of metals to form glycols. See here, for example, here acetone is taken in the presence of magnesium, that is benzene is the solvent. See here, finally they form glycols. Here pinacol is formed, that means they undergo bimolecular reduction. Bimolecular reduction in the presence of metals. See here, the two molecules get combined, that means with metal, and upon hydrolysis we get glycols. This is known as bimolecular reduction. In the same way, that means ketones. You see here, this is in general, this is the reaction. Ketone in the presence of magnesium. Let us see here like this. This is ketones in the presence of magnesium. They combined with this metal, and upon hydrolysis they form glycols. This is the reaction. And see here, this is the mechanism of bimolecular reduction. See here, first of all, this ketone molecule, it reacts with magnesium, and see here, two molecules of carbonyl compound reacts with magnesium, and it forms like magnesium oxide type compound. And here, and moreover, there is a bond between these two carbons of the carbonyl compounds, and upon hydrolysis, see here, this magnesium O bond it should be broken into the form of glycol molecules. This is the mechanism of this bimolecular reduction. And coming to, okay, this is the next reaction, that is Mervin-Pondorf-Verty reaction. This is known as MPV reaction or MPV reduction. In this type of reduction reaction, a carbonyl compound is treated with aluminium isopropoxide in isopropanol, that is, it reduced into alcohol molecule. See here, this is a carbonyl compound, it reacts with isopropanol. Here the reagent is aluminium isopropoxide, and this carbonyl compound is reduced into alcohol. And here at the same time, this isopropyl alcohol is oxidized to acetone, and here the acetone formed in the reaction is removed by slow distillation, and hence the reaction proceeds only in the forward direction. The mechanism of let us see the mechanism, but before that, see here, first this ketone molecule with isopropyl alcohol in the presence of aluminium isopropoxide, its carbonyl compound is get reduced. This reduction is called as MPV reduction, Mervin-Pondorf-Verty reduction. In this, the ketone is reduced into alcohol, whereas this isopropyl alcohol is oxidized into ketone. But see here, this isopropyl alcohol is converted into acetone, and the acetone which is formed in the reaction is distillated. That means it can be it is removed, that means time to time. Hence the reaction always proceeds in the forward direction. And if you see the mechanism, let us see the mechanism. This is the mechanism. See here, this is a carbonyl compound. This is a carbonyl compound, and it treats with it reacts with this aluminium isopropoxide. See here, this is actually, this is ketone, and this we can write aluminium isopropoxide like this. See here, there is a bond formation between this double bond. This double bond is converted into a new bond between oxygen and aluminium, and this bond breakage of this bond takes place,
and here the shifting of this hydrogen towards this carbonyl carbon. Hence this rearrangement takes place. Here this molecule is removed. If we see, this acetone molecule is removed, this is acetone molecule is removed, that is acetone is removed, and next what we get is this aluminum isopropoxide is attached with the carbonyl compound. Next see here, next another isopropyl alcohol molecule. uh, if you see here, and next this is that means divided into the secondary alcohol, again aluminum isopropoxide. This is the mechanism of Mervin-Pondorf-Verley reduction. In this acetone molecule, first it acts with reacts with this aluminum isopropoxide, and here the elimination of acetone takes place, so that then after this carbonyl compound is reduced into secondary alcohols. This is about Mervin-Pondorf-Verley reduction. Next, see here, Clemmensen reduction. In this reduction, this carbonyl compounds, they get reduced into hydrocarbons. In this Clemmensen reduction, carbonyl group is converted into methylene group, that is C double bond O group is converted into CH2 group, and here the reagents are zinc amalgam and in concentrated hydrochloric acid, that is zinc amalgam and concentrated hydrochloric acid is the reagent here. And in this, if we see, this carbonyl group, that is C double bond O group, is converted into CH2 group. For example, this is ketone. In the presence of zinc amalgam and HCl, this is converted into this molecule, that is hydrocarbons. Carbonyl compounds are converted into hydrocarbons. For example, if we see here, this is a ketone molecule, that is acetophenone. In the presence of zinc amalgam, it get converted into ethyl benzene. For example, if we take one more ketone here, in this just a C double bond O group is converted into CH2, and any unsaturation, if you observe, that is not disturbed, and only C double bond O group is converted into CH2 group. This is known as Clemmensen reduction. This reduction is carried out in the presence of zinc amalgam and HCl. And if you see the mechanism, see here, this is a ketone molecule. In the presence of this protons, see here, this O becomes OH and it gets positive charge, and in the presence of zinc, see here, it is having lone electrons, it acts on this carbonyl carbon, and we get this ion, and with the attacking of 3 chloride ions here, that they attack on zinc, and zinc is converted into Zn-2. And next, see here, and here some rearrangement takes place here. This chlorides are removed and zinc is converted into Zn-, and next with proton, see here, with proton attached here, this OH becomes OH2, and here some rearrangement takes place. See here, there forms a double bond between zinc and carbonyl carbon, which upon see here, with the addition of proton, the proton is attached on carbonyl carbon, and in the next step, with the addition of one more proton, the zinc is removed, and the C double bond O group is converted into CH2 group. This is the reduction that is known as Clemmensen's reduction. The reduction is carried out in the presence of zinc amalgam and HCl. And the next is Wolff-Kishner's reduction. This is also another reduction. that when aldehyde and ketone is treated with hydrazine and strong base like KOH or sodium ethoxide in the presence of ethylene glycol or dimethyl sulfoxide as solvents, and this aldehydes or ketones, they get converted into alkanes. This reduction is known as Wolff-Kishner. Generally, that means carbonyl compounds reacts with hydrazine in the presence of uh, basic conditions. They converted into hydrocarbons. This is known as Wolff-Kishner. See here in the first example, this is this CH3 acetaldehyde with hydrazine, acetaldehyde with see here hydrazine. First of all, with the loss of water molecule, we get hydrazone molecule. Upon treating with base, see here it is reduced, and here alkane is formed. Ethane is formed along with the removal of nitrogen. And here this is acetone molecule with hydrazine. First acetone hydrazone is formed, which upon treating with KOH we get propane molecule along with nitrogen is removed. For example, if we see the mechanism, first this is formation of hydrazone. That means when we take this is carbonyl R2CO, this is NH2NH2, it forms hydrazone. This is the simple step. With the loss of water molecule, it forms hydrazone. And next, in the second step, see here, this is the formed hydrazone. The formed hydrazone, it see here in the basic conditions, this OH minus, it takes H plus and forms water, and it forms here some that means first this base abstracts this proton from hydrazone and giving its anion, which then isomerizes. This isomerizes to formation of carbene ion, and the carbene ion which is formed, it pick up a proton from here water molecule to give an intermediate, which then loses a proton molecule to give nitrogen, and the resulting anion loses a molecule of nitrogen to give a carbene ion. See here, to give a carbene ion which gets reprotonated to form hydrocarbon. In the first step, see here, the base it abstracts a proton from this hydrogen molecule, giving it forms an anion, which then isomerizes to formation of this carbene ion. And next, see here, the carbene ion formed, it picks up a proton here like this to give an intermediate, which then loses a proton from nitrogen. See here, first of all, this carbene ion, it takes a proton from here, and next this nitrogen loses proton, and the resulting anion, see here, it loses nitrogen molecule and forms a carbene ion, which upon treating with the proton, it forms hydrocarbon. This is the mechanism of Wolff-Kishner reduction. That means two types of reductions, that is Clemmensen reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction. And before that, the one more reduction, that is reduction with hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus. Hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus. See here, all carbonyl compounds on heating with concentrated hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus yields hydrocarbons. For example, see here, this is aldehyde molecule in the presence of 4 hydrogen iodide molecules in the presence of red phosphorus. It gives or CH3, that is hydrocarbons. It get converted into hydrocarbons along with water molecule, and hydrogen is removed. For example, this is acetaldehyde molecule with hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus. It get converted into CH3CH3. That means the carbonyl group again it is converted into CH2 group, and along with the water molecule and iodine it forms acetaldehyde. And next see here, this is acetone molecule. Again it reacts with 4 moles of hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus. It forms propane molecule along with water and iodine. These are the reduction reactions of aldehydes and ketones. One is Clemmensen reduction, Wolff-Kishner reduction, and reduction with HI. Clemmensen reduction means the reduction in the presence of zinc amalgam and HCl. Wolff-Kishner reduction is the reduction with hydrazine in basic conditions, and the third one is reduction with hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus. These are the reduction reactions. And coming to the differentiating reactions between aldehydes and ketones, and for example, if you come to analysis of aldehydes and ketones, see in laboratory both aldehydes and ketones they contain carbonyl group, and they give 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine test. This is commonly known as 2,4-DNP test. That means these compounds, that is aldehydes and ketones, they react with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine to give corresponding yellow or orange crystalline hydrogens. See here, same reaction with hydrazine as carbonyls, that is aldehydes and ketones, they give hydrogen compounds. In the same way they react with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine and they form 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazone compounds, and it is a LOPPT, and if LOPPT is formed we can confirm that that is a carbonyl compound. Generally this test takes place like this. First of all we have to take a dry test tube and put in 2 drops of the substance, then by adding 2 ml of 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine and 1 drop of concentrated sulfuric acid, then if we shake vigorously, after that we have to heat it, and if we allow to stand for 5 minutes, generally an yellow orange precipitate is formed, which is the derivative, that is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazone derivative, that is. And next coming to the differentiating reaction between aldehydes and ketones is, aldehydes they reduce Tollens reagent and Fehling's reagent, while these ketones they do not react with ketones and coming to ketones, they do not reduce this Fehling solutions and Tollens reagent, because ketones are strong, that means they do not undergo oxidation easily. This Tollens reagent and Fehling reagent, these are weak oxidizing agents, that means they do not oxidize ketones. Only aldehydes they give the test. These are some analysis tests of aldehydes and ketones, and this is about some reactions of aldehydes and ketones. And in today's class we have discussed the oxidations of ketones, in the presence of strong oxidizing agents like potassium permanganate in acidic medium or potassium dichromate in acidic medium, and next we have discussed the selective oxidation with SeO2, and next the reduction with, that is catalytic reduction, and next that is the catalytic reduction means reduction in the presence of Raney nickel. Next, reduction with lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride were discussed, and next bimolecular reduction also discussed, and next Mervin Pondorf-Verty reduction, that is MPV reduction, that is reaction with isopropyl alcohol in the presence of aluminum isopropoxide, that is called as Mervin-Ponder-Furty reduction. In this also carbonyl compound is reduced into alcohol. Next, Clemmensen reduction, that is reduction in the presence of zinc amalgam and HCl, and Wolff-Kishner reduction, that is reduction in the presence of hydrazine in basic conditions. That is with the Clemmensen reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction, the carbonyl compounds are converted into hydrocarbons. And the next is reduction with hydrogen iodide in the presence of red phosphorus, that also leads to hydrocarbons. This is about the reactions of aldehydes and ketones. With this I conclude today's session. Thank you.